Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about two things. Number one, it's a sewing challenge, and number two, the Ashton top, which I'm wearing from Helen's closet. So if that interests you, keep watching. So a little while ago I set up a sewing challenge along with some other people in the sewing vlogger group. So we come up with the idea of doing like a blog tour, but for video. So in the blog world, they do blog tours where it goes around a number of blogs, and it's a good way to gain exposure. So I decided we'd do that, but through a number of voting processes, it morphed into something a little bit different. And in the end result, we come up with hashtag Sewatop. And so today this is my video for that. Basically all you've got to do is sew up a top and do a video review of it before the 31st of August. It's just for fun, there are no prizes, but I will put everyone's video into a playlist which should help generate some more views for us. So you can leave me a comment if you're interested in doing that. So for my Sew a Top challenge, I decided to do the Ashton top. Now initially it wasn't going to be that top, but I was gifted this top by the very lovely Karina from Lifting Pins and Needles. So thank you, Karina, for that, because it really gave me a boost at a time I wasn't feeling too great. And I'm wearing it now. I've made two, and you would have seen the other one in my last video, which was this one here. This was my toile. So I'll go through and talk about them as we go through the video. So I was so pleased to get such a lovely cami top that goes up to my size. It has side darts and thick straps, as you can see there. I've got the Ogden cami, and I have shown how to grade that pattern up, which I'll link above. And I've made that up and it fits me lovely, but it just doesn't sit right because it doesn't have any darts. And so I was really pleased to finally get a pattern that fits me, covers my bra straps, and it's such a great basic pattern that I can do lots of things with it. So the pattern comes from size 0 to size 30, because Helen's closet has increased her sizes recently. It comes from a 31 to a 58, and it comes with two bust sizes, so you've got a B and a D. As I say, the features are thick straps, and it has a bust dart at the apex, obviously. And that's pretty much it. In terms of the instructions are very, very thorough. It shows you how to get the right size in such great detail that I haven't seen in any of the other patterns. It even tells you when you might need to do an FBA. It also comes with a facing, it comes with a facing and bias binding pattern pieces, so it shows you how to do either method, whichever you prefer. And again, I haven't seen that before. Other patterns tend to just decide for you, usually that it's going to be a facing, and many people, myself included, don't like facings. In terms of the pattern designer, Helen's Closet, I haven't really made her stuff before. I think I bought one pattern from her, and that was her pinafore pattern, and it was a great pattern, but I bought it before she'd upgraded her sizes, and so I did have to grade it out a little bit. And the pattern was lovely and the instructions were great on that, but I just didn't suit the pattern, I don't think. And that's the only experience prior to this that I've got of Helen's Closet patterns, and mainly that's because they are quite expensive. So let's talk a little bit about my journey with this pattern. I had the A0 printed off and sent to me, which makes it so much easier. Initially I decided that I was going to cut out the size 22, and straight away, as soon as I looked at the pattern pieces, I was very, very impressed. You all know the problems I had with the laneway. I'll link my video above in case you haven't seen that video, with the shoulders hanging off, and I have shoulder problems with so many patterns. But I measured the pattern pieces and they were in pretty much the exact place that I needed them to. I didn't have to amend the shoulder area at all. I didn't amend any of it apart from I lowered the darts by 1 inch. So I traced off my pattern piece at a size 22 and just did as is. As mentioned, I did move the darts down 1 inch, and that's a normal thing that I do on most patterns. And I also added 2 inches to the length of the longer version. It comes in 2 versions. One's more of a cropped version and one's a longer version. And I just added 2 inches to the end of the long one. So I cut that out, and I cut that in a 12 fabric that I didn't really mind if I'd messed it up, because it was the first one. I was doing it straight out of the packet, and to be honest, I did not have high hopes, because I always have to make so many amendments. However, I was really, really pleasantly surprised. So you may have seen my previous video where I was wearing this, and this is the fabric. And as you can see, it's just a cotton, but it's quite Christmassy. I'm not sure what it is on there. It's some sort of berries, but because it's yellow and green, it feels quite Christmassy. So I sewed the darts up and I did French seams all around. I say all around, it was the shoulder seam and the side seam, and that was it. That's all I had to sew. You can see there, I don't know if you can see, but there is a French seam just there. There's a French seam. So I did that, and as you can see, I decided to add bias binding. Now, I've got 2 different colour bias bindings. On the bottom, I've got a green satin bias binding, and at the top I've got yellow. And that's partly because this was just a 12, and I was just using the bias binding that I had. I did the bias binding around the top first, and that was on the sleeves and the neckline, and I ran out. So I looked for a different bias binding and used this one, but I actually had enough of this to do the top, but it's done, so I just went with different colours, and I hand stitched those down. I think both bias bindings go well together, but I particularly like the yellow because of the yellow in the berries. So it fit really nicely, and I did have a little bit too much room, and I thought maybe I could go down a size for the next one just to bring it in a tiny bit more. After I'd cut out the fabric on the 12, I did end up scooping out the neckline a little bit. The neckline's quite a bit higher, it's about up here, but I don't like that look of having the neckline too high. I think with my big bust, it's better off being a bit lower. When I try it on, it's still quite high, and so for the second one, which is this one, I scooped it out much, much lower. This isn't perfect, but it is pretty near perfect, and I really enjoyed wearing this when I had it on. So after that was done, I cut out this one. Now, this is the fabric, you'll recognise this fabric from my laneway dress. It's the same fabric, and I had enough to do this. This pattern doesn't take up a lot of fabric. It's like less than 1.5 meters for me, and I need it quite wide, so, and this is quite thin, like this is 115 centimetre wide fabric, and I used 1.5 meters, so that's not bad at all. So I cut the second one out, and I cut that out in a size 20, so I went down a size. I just did it as is again out of the box, cut a size 20, I lowered the dart by 1 inch, and I added a couple of inches to the hemline again. You can see there's my dart there. It could probably even come down a tiny bit more. So as I mentioned, I've scooped this out, and I think I ended up taking out 6 inches from here. I'll insert something now just showing you quickly how I did that scoop out of the neck. It's such a simple procedure. So I just want to show you how I lower my neckline. I've quickly traced the original piece for the Ashton with the neckline as high as it naturally is on the pattern. Now I wanted the neckline 6 inches lower, so I measured 6 inches down, and I've marked it there where I'm going to have my neckline. Now, when you first amend a neckline on this bit, if it's a round neck, you want it to go in for a centimetre or half an inch at a 90-degree angle. That just preserves the neckline shape at the centre front, because if you just went up like that, you'd end up with a V-neck. And if you want a V-neck, by all means do that, but I wanted a round neck. So what I've got to do now is meet this line with this part of the shoulder. And to do that, I'm going to use my curve. So I started at the shoulder, went down, started at this point and went up and met in the middle. And now you'll ignore this. That's no longer your line, and this is your cut line here. And it's as simple as that, job done. So I have been wearing this out all day. Also added bias binding to this one, you can see there. So I added bias binding to the bottom, as I've just shown you. And I added that same bias binding around the neckline, but when it came to hand stitching it down, it just would not go around this curve nicely, and it wouldn't lay flat, and I think it's just because it's cheap bias binding. So I unpicked the bias binding from here and the armhole, and I made my own bias binding, which you can see there, but I'll insert a proper picture of it. Now I have to admit that this is the first time I've made my own bias binding ever in 5 years of sewing, and it's the first of many. I absolutely loved the result. It was so simple. I basically just cut 1-inch strips on the bias, sewed them together, and I had my bias binding. And then I did iron it as well, and I ironed a crease in it so that it'll be easy to hand stitch down. And I was really pleasantly surprised at how stretchy it is. I've got some, hang on. I should really get better prepared before I start my videos. I'm up and down. But here's some I made, and that is just, this is just cut on the bias. And look, that is so, compared to that satin bias binding, this is so stretchy. And I was doing about 3 hours of hand stitching, and you know, but it was worth the extra effort. I seem to be going against the idea of having a line of stitching around the neckline, because it looks so much better when you can't see any stitching, and that just means putting more effort in with hand stitching. And me and hand stitching don't get on very well, but we're getting more used to each other and we're starting to tolerate each other a bit better. But if you look closely, you can see there's no stitch line, and I just think it looks so much better. It stretched out a tiny bit there because I was picking out the old bias binding and putting in the new one, and I may have stretched it when I was using the seam ripper. These things happen, don't they? So I've been wearing this all day today. We went over to Cowes for the day because it was Cowes week, and I wore this. And I quite like that I had a chance to wear it and wear it in, so I know if it works on me or not before I tell you my thoughts. So I've got an idea for a hack, and that's to lengthen it to just above my knees and then add some elastic around the waist. I may go ahead and make that in the next few days, but as this was about Sewatop, I decided I didn't need to do it for this video. But when I do a roundup of my makes in the next month or so, I'll show it to you then. So question of the day, do you like the Ashton top, or do you prefer another cami top? Which is your favourite cami top? And what hack ideas have you got or have you done? Because I know Helen's Closet are doing like a hack week this week, and they're going to be showcasing lots of different hacks, which I'm really interested in seeing. So I mentioned that I went down a size, and I think that was the right choice. I could possibly still go down. I've got quite a bit of room there still, you might be able to see. But then I do need some room for moving. Also, it may have got stretched out in the process of fixing it. So I might wait and see. So I might wait and see what the next one's like. I've just got to put my cardi back on. I really love this pattern and I can see myself making a million more of them. I'm certainly going to make 4 or 5 of them because I'm actually about to make the Winslow culotte, because once I knew this pattern fitted me really well, Helen's Closet did have a sale on, so I went and purchased the Winslow culottes, and that's going to be my next make. And I actually think this top will go really well with those trousers. So I'm really happy with it because I can do lots and lots of hacks, and actually I can use this pattern as a reference point for my woven tops so that I don't have to deal with problems such as with the laneway top, dress even, and the Liliana jacket. That is until I do my blocks next year. So do hit the subscription button below if you want to see more videos like it. Hit the notification bell to be notified when my next video comes live. Leave me a comment and a like if you like the video. If you really like my content and you want another way to support this channel, do consider a donation through the Ko-fi website. Link will be down below in the description box. Thanks for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.